Hello, today we're going to be talking about multiplying and dividing rational numbers. That's our main goal for today. We'll do just a quick review of kind of the multiplying side of it, and then today's big goal is looking at how do we divide rational numbers or fractions. So this first one says find each product, write in simplest form. So product, right, remember it tells us we're doing multiplication, and then write in simplest form is just telling us we're going to have to simplify each of our fractions after we've done the multiplication. So as we have talked about, when you multiply fractions, you just multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. So we're going to multiply our top numbers here. So that's going to be 5 times 2, and then our denominators or our bottom numbers, so 9 times 3, and then we just multiply that out. So 5 times 2 is going to give us 10 on the top here. 9 times 3 is going to give us 27 on the bottom here. Then our next step would be simplify. In this case, no number goes into 10 and 27 evenly, so that's already in its simplest form. So moving on to number 2, same thing, multiply top, multiply bottom. But sometimes before you start, you can simplify, which makes then the ending process a little bit easier. So we are going to call this cross-canceling. So if we look at our kind of diagonals here, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. If we look at 8 and 16, and then our other diagonals here are going to be 3 and 21. So we can look, are there any numbers that go into both of those? So I can kind of brainstorm, and you might realize, oh wait, look at that, 8 and 16, those have a common factor. We can divide them both by 8. So I'm going to divide both of those by 8 before I even start doing anything. And I'm just going to rewrite my problem over here after I've simplified it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of rewrite that. So 16 divided by 8 is going to give me a 2 right here, and 8 divided by 8 is going to give me a 1 right there. So you can see, right, those came from our simplified fraction. And now looking at 3 and 21, those have a common factor of 3. They can both be divided by 3 evenly. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, 21 divided by 3 is 7. So those are going to be our simplified kind of each of our pieces. Now it's going to make the ending steps a lot easier. So 1 times 2 is just 2, 1 times 7 is just 7. And now since we simplified on the front end, it's already simplified here. All right, moving on to number 3. So we got 9/10 times 4. 4 is not a fraction right now, but like we know, we can just make it over 1, and now it's a fraction. So same thing, multiply numerators, multiply denominators. So we're going to have 9 times 4 on the top and 10 times 1 on our bottom. So 9 times 4 is going to give us 36 in the numerator, and 10 times 1 is going to give us 10 in the denominator. So then we need to simplify. So if we kind of think through what are some common factors, I think 2 is going to go into both those. So 36 divided by 2 is going to give me 18, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now, our last step would be writing this as a mixed number instead of an improper fraction. So it's improper because the top number is bigger. In this case, right, this is the correct answer. We have simplified it, but we like to write them as actual proper fractions, right? So what we have to do is divide 18 divided by 5, and this is where, a little bit of long division comes in. So 18 goes into 5 goes into 18 3 times, which would give us 15. So 8, 15, 16, 17, 18, and we have 3 left over. So that means 3, this top number, is our big number, and then 3/5 is what's left over. So our remainder here is the number that goes right there. And our original denominator stays the denominator, so our denominator goes right there. Okay, so let's move on and look at some examples of using division. So again, remember, please make sure we're writing all this down in our notebook. So all these notes should be written down in your notebook as we go through. So then when you come to class, you have those notes to use on your tests and quizzes and stuff. So what are we learning today? Dividing fractions. So it says find each quotient, write in simplest form. Remember, quotient tells us division, and then we need to simplify. So division's a little funny, but it's very similar. So I think you're going to be okay with it. But we do keep, change, flip. So you've probably heard this before. Keep, change, flip. So you're going to keep the first number the same. We're going to change the division sign to multiplication, and we're going to flip our second fraction. So keep 1/9, doesn't change. Division becomes multiplication. And 5/12, we got to flip over. So we just flip it, 12 over 5. And then same process, multiply top, multiply bottom. So 1 times 12 is 12. 9 times 5 is 45. And then, do they have any common factors? I think the only common factor they have is a 3. So we'll divide them both by 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 45 divided by 3 is 15. And that is our most simple form. Number B. So you can see, right, 8, we got to make it a fraction by making it over 1. Then we're going to do our same process. So keep, change, flip. Okay, so keep 3/7 the same. Division changes to multiplication. And then flip this guy over. So now it's 1 over 8. And multiply straight across. 3 times 1 is 3. 7 times 8 is 56. And they don't have any common factors, so you're finished. All right, couple more examples. So again, we're finding the quotient. So go ahead and actually try these in your notebook first. Pause the video to work through them, and then come listen to me actually do them. So we're going to keep, change, flip. 4/5 times 10 over 3. Now, let's simplify this one and the front end this time. 5 and 10 have a common factor of 5. So that's going to become 2, and that's going to become 1. So now we just have 4 times 2 on the top, 1 times 3 on the bottom, which gives us 8 over 3. And again, that's an improper fraction. So if we want to figure out how we can make it a proper fraction, we do our long division. So 3 goes into 8. 2 times, which is 6, and we have 2 left over. So it would be 2 and 2/3. That's our final answer. All right, same thing, try this one on your notebooks, pause the video, and then come back and watch. So 5/6 we keep. This becomes multiplication, and 3 over 1 becomes 1 over 3. Multiply straight across. So 5 times 1 is 5. 6 times 3 is 18. All the way simplified already, so you're done. All right, so that's our lesson for today. So go ahead and now find the rest of the problems. If you need to watch this video again, do so. So feel free to watch it multiple times if you need extra practice. All right, good luck.